We are deeply, deeply honored and privileged to be here with Professor Michio Kaku. He is an absolute living legend. And people like myself, I'm a little futurist, and in the presence of a great futurist, a physicist, a visionary, an author of multiple books, and a man who is constantly challenging the status quo and visualizing the future. How did your early life start? I mean, what was your background? And we want to sort of humanize your starting point.
Well, it all started when I was 8 years old. When I was 8 years old, everyone was talking about the fact that a great scientist had just died. And I'll never forget the picture they put in the newspaper that evening. The picture was a picture of his desk, that's all, with a book. And the caption said, "This is the unfinished manuscript of the greatest scientist of our time." So I said to myself, now wait a minute, why couldn't he finish it? What's so hard that the greatest scientist of our time couldn't finish this book? So I had to know. This to me was more intriguing than in any murder mystery. This was more interesting than any adventure story. I had to know what was in that book. Well, I went to the library and I found out the man's name was Albert Einstein. That book was the theory of everything. An equation that was to be no more than perhaps 1 inch long that would allow him to read the mind of God. So I said to myself, wow, that's for me.
You're celebrating physicists and you're giving them a lot of credit. So as a physicist, how do you see the future of physics?
Well, see, we physicists try to look at the fundamentals, and we want to know what happens once we unlock the fundamentals. For example, life. Life was a big mystery ever since we first looked at the animal kingdom and plants. What is life? Where does it come from? But quantum physicists in the 1920s and 30s said, we have to apply atomic theory to life. There must be a molecule that encodes the secret of life. Well, believe it or not, Francis Crick read the book, What is Life? By Erwin Schrödinger, a quantum physicist, and he said, I want to find that molecule. And we did. That molecule is the DNA molecule, and it was physicists who logged onto it and sequenced it and made possible the Biotech Revolution. And so we realized that physics is more than just atoms. It's looking at the fundamentals that drive the universe.
You know, you speak about humanity and you speak about us, our life expectancy growing. Can we take it to the extreme and talk about immortality?
Yes, we physicists have seriously looked at the physics of immortality. There's 2 ways to become immortal: biological immortality and digital immortality.
Okay, I will, with respect, comment that technology in the wrong hands, and a lot of this thing is happening at the moment in terms of robotics and, robots being weaponized, and various other genetic things that are going on. At the moment, there is no real control or in terms of how data and how technology is exploding. And I use the word exploding because by definition it's just going out there. My question, peeling the onion a little bit more, is that in this process, what do we need to do as human beings to learn about, let's say, ethics and values? Is that at school? How does that come about? Because I'm still grappling with that.
Okay, well, you mentioned robotics several times, so let's just jump right into it,
Sure.
Okay? First of all, we have been brainwashed by Hollywood to think that right around the corner, they're going to be Terminator robots who are going to take over. We're all going to be put inside cages, and our robots are going to throw peanuts at us and make us dance behind bars like we make bears dance behind bars today. We're going to be the monkeys and the bears of the future, right? But you see, that doesn't conform to the actual state of artificial intelligence. If you compare our most advanced robot to an animal, what animal would it be? It would be a cockroach, a retarded cockroach.
With all of this knowledge, sir, with all of this thinking that you have, are you an optimist still?
Oh yeah, no. Just remember, as General Eisenhower once said, pessimists do not win wars. Pessimists do not make history. Only the optimists win wars. Only the optimists win history. We are the makers of history.